Hello and welcome to I Know You're Listening, the nerd show that is sweeping the internet one subscriber at a time. Literally, we're at about one a month so far, but you know what?
Yeah, we're up to 3-ish.
No, we're at we have 17 or 18 at time of
Oh,
recording.
boys.
No,
We
and
are almost enough subscribers to get drafted.
I was gonna say you get to get a ring pop out of the prize case. We are your hosts, Johnny Blaze and Ben Hooper. I'm
Guess
this
which is
guy.
which.
We've already done this gag. We got to do
Oh,
something else.
it's a callback.
Uh,
Doing a
yeah,
callback.
it's a callback.
Running jokes on the I Know You're Listening show.
It's which one's which this week? We'll reveal at the end.
Sometimes it switches. We go to the DMV once a month just to trade names.
You have an awesome shirt today. You
Thank you. Yes,
always
I
have
do.
really good. It even says the thing. I'm wearing my taco shark shirt. In hindsight, I really should have gone shirtless and worn a loincloth today because we're talking about
Genndy Tartakovski.
Primal. Premiered on Adult Swim in 2019. You can watch it on HBO. That's how I
Caveman
watched it.
days.
Yeah, the before days of 2019.
Genndy Tartakovski.
Primal is awesome, and if you liked Samurai Jack, it's kind of the same art style and a lot of the same. If you like a good long, taking its time, gorgeous shot, the show's full of them. For each episode being 20 minutes, they take their time to really what's it when you just focus on something, especially in a film sense? I think there's a good $5 word for it.
Doing a Focusamundo.
We're gonna call it a focusamundo. This show is full of focusamundos of just sweeping vistas, awesome, just like gore or just beautiful nature or
They still pack a lot of story into 20 minutes for having no dialogue aside from various grunting.
yeah, there's I think the last wait, I don't think there's ever really truly dialogue. There's
Right,
monologuing a
monologue.
little bit at the end. I don't think anybody ever like says and gets something said back to them one for one. Unless, yeah, it's an angry look from a caveman to a T-Rex.
Mm,
That's the closest thing to dialogue we get. And it works. I'll just say I love this show. This show is so good, and it's doing a lot of stuff and doing a lot of stuff really well. It's fucking sad and beautiful. On top of Samurai Jack, it's very Conan the Barbarian. But yeah, Primal is the story of a caveman in some sort of weird dinosaur, but also humans and mammals and birds world. This
yeah,
caveman, this is a spoiler show, loses his family and finds a new
really for the first
family.
5 minutes.
Yeah, in the first few minutes, loses his family and then finds a new family and loses almost that entire family then. But then teams up with a T-Rex, and he makes Chris Pratt and Blue look like fucking Chia Pets. I can't think of a lot of things cooler out right now than spear riding on the back of Fang, the medium-sized Tyrannosaur.
Just like imagine Neil Simon's The Odd Couple, except Oscar is a caveman and Felix is a T-Rex, and Oscar rides around on Felix. There is like the whole second episode is all like obnoxious roommate sitcom tropes, and I was howling through the whole thing. I mean, up until Oscar and Felix fought a river full of snakes.
I That episode I had the fewest notes for. I'll just knock them out right now. The first note is when two Dami tops start dating. And then, of course, it ends in rope play. I was trying to pick my favorite and least favorite, and I literally couldn't. I think all the episodes are really just buzzing. I might be able to pick a favorite episode, but there's really not a bad one in the bunch. 10 episodes. It's shorter.
Really
it's shorter than Zack Snyder's Justice League. You can watch it.
It's true. Yeah, in fact, I think the first 4 episodes they recut into a movie. I read somewhere, I think, just to try to get award show consideration.
They should. That would be awesome.
But I also couldn't really pick a favorite or least favorite. And in fact, I kind of stopped taking notes completely after the 4th episode because every time I look down to write something down, something happens and I have to rewind it. 5 minutes of the first episode, you see it. Oh.
Yeah. Very and then
that kind of show, is it?
And so normally kind of medium range gore, I'm like, whatever, it's cool. But of course there's some grievous fucking knee attacks throughout the show.
I was gonna bring this up.
I've documented meticulously. Oh, I also was jokingly calling it a Flintstones prequel. Episode, yeah, that was all my episode 1 and 2 notes. Episode 3, this was for something with the mammoth. This is the mammoth.
Oh, yeah, that
mixed
the mammoth episode fucked me up, man.
Yeah, that was a good one. Just showing.
I was oh no, our heroes are kind of the villains of this one. They murdered a mammoth, and these mammoths are on a kind of righteous revenge quest. I don't want to root for them, but also they have a legitimate grievance. And then all they wanted was their tusk back so they could have a elephant funeral.
The episode where Spear and Fang have to work out their relationship, it makes sense. These are two alpha predators, apex predators. They wouldn't just be partners. A hard thing to develop, and they earn it in this show.
Yeah, there's a lot of pathos.
That's so funny. One of my notes later is there's the witches are pathos mancers. and I was watching another review of the show that it's full of pathos, and yeah, it is. Caveman invents pathos.
Whoa. See that guy right there? Looks like he's hit rock bottom. Well, that guy's actually me.
The next episode was the one where they run from raptors and then run from bats into the raptors. That's a pretty good one too.
Big old demon blood moon bats that.
Yeah, really
that one was awesome.
I loved that they have a pet spider. When the bats return after our heroes killed this innocent creature.
Mr. Stark? Hey! Mr. Stark? Can you hear me? It's Peter.
They get taken out Lost World Jurassic Park style.
Don't go into the long grass!
But Fang is a good girl, the episode. The next episode... Planet of the Apes. Cove or Valley of the Apes. Yeah, and then she's dino-napped. And once again, rope play enters the chat.
It's a very sexy show.
There's definitely, I think, these two are boyfriend and girlfriend vibes between, Fang and Spear. Not that there's bestiality, but
they're not fucking, but they're doing a found family trope. Let it happen.
They have the dynamic of two desperate millennials who had to shack up together because of COVID and wouldn't have otherwise.
Now they have no other options.
But then, Yeah, this episode after Fang rescued Spear, Spear returns the favor and rescues the fuck out of Fang.
I think it's just like some Red Bull.
That's probably it's a placebo mostly. It's like some
It's
some
Michael's secret stuff from Space Jam.
yeah, it's water, mud, graphite, and some ginseng. And then I didn't have any other notes for that, but the next episode is a total lead off of that. This is the Dr. Caveman episode was my note. He's playing Minecraft, saving his dinosaur dummy girlfriend, and the vultures are coming in and other stuff follows vultures, so he wants to get out of there. Oh, I loved the he used those bugs as knuckle dusters. That felt very Samurai Jack. I don't know.
Yeah, no, like it was very like Samurai Jack always had like the environmental attacks that we love from our video games, and
Yeah,
was very much along those lines.
Well, I love how Spear, he doesn't have a magical katana. His spear gets broken and lost.
Right, all the time. He just
He has to improvise. He has to
making
just
a new one.
we're kind of just bouncing around episode to episode, but like just the physicality that Spear exhibits throughout is really cool. It's very different from Samurai Jack, but it kind of feels similar. Just the flow and he's clearly good at what he's doing, very confident in a way Jack was.
I love how they make him kind of a combination biped quadruped, like
Yeah. Well,
he can run on all fours when he wants to.
Well, they really lean into he's not human, he's a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Or he's not a Homo sapien, he's a Neanderthal.
I mean, I did see this documentary once where they thought out a caveman and he went to high school with Sam Gamgee and Brendan Fraser. Wait, was this not a documentary?
Are you talking about that Geico TV show?
No, I'm talking about Encino Man. 19 film Encino Man. Brendan Fraser plays a caveman that thaws out and goes to school with Sean Astin.
Yeah, that was the SNL skit, and then he becomes the lawyer, right? We're just having a fun bit going through caveman media.
Various cave media.
Speaking of cave media, I like the utilization of cave drawings. Very true to Neanderthals. They were not dumb animals. They had culture. They had real culture. Oh, this episode might be my favorite. It's so good. The zombie brontosaurus episode. Insane. I love it. Total using a bunch of zombie tropes, but making it feel like true to a prehistoric world and not like, oh, they're doing a zombie movie, but with dinosaurs. No, it's kind of its own
felt
thing.
like a legitimate part of the building of this world. I went into the show completely blind. I didn't even watch a trailer. So at first I was like, oh, okay, cavemen. Okay, cavemen and dinosaurs living side by side. Cavemen and dinosaurs and giant evil bats. And cavemen and dinosaurs, giant evil bats, and zombies. But it all seems, it's not just like throwing everything into a pot. Like it seems like there is kind of some sort of, there is a world being built here. And it's really fascinating to watch it unfold. And more on that in future episodes.
All right, the next episode. Oh, I wanted to say earlier because you mentioned how this could maybe be like a Samurai Jack prequel. We have witches who
all Aku is behind it all.
Yeah, their magic looks like it could be like proto-Aku magic. Like whatever these fucks are evolved into an Aku down the road.
Right, they're just like the witches of Dathomir, and they're gonna make a Darth Maul, and that's gonna be Aku.
That's what these weird witches, they are the Neanderthals to the witches of Dathomir from Star Wars. Absolutely. This I think is the first like explicit magic and not just like crazy monsters or unexplained diseases. They're sacrificing the Scotsman from Samurai Jack's great grandfather. And it's a pretty cool scene and really scary. Again, this poor caveman and his dinosaur, just every new episode is a fresh fucking trauma that we as modern humans could barely understand. Who knows how he's handling it. But yeah, this episode is basically how men see the movie Midsummer 2019. But on the other hand, I wouldn't mind going out like that. I'd rather die in this magical sacrifice than the one from, say, Temple of Doom.
There we go. A movie reference that I know.
Oh, this episode slaps also. The witch has a name. I forgot to write it down. I think it's like Lula or something.
Yeah.
But they meet a friend who explores their backstory. I was afraid it would be kind of tedious going through it again, but she's going at it from a new perspective, and so you don't mind it that it's like, oh, I just watched these scenes, like, but yeah, her watching their backstory and empathizing. Oh, imagine the people we've been murdering have backstories. It's like when a conservative's child becomes gay. It's like, oh no, they have feelings.
What? This happens to people?
Episode 9, The Spooky Speed Monster. Maybe this one's my least favorite, but honestly, it's just because maybe it's the most simple.
But it's not good. It would be the best episode if it was the only episode, and I'd be telling everyone to watch it.
Yeah, well, no, it's like if this was the only episode of Primal, I'd be like, you gotta watch this 20-minute cartoon. I hope they make more.
It's the shit.
It's just like a straightforward, like, there's a extra bad monster that just seems to straight up just murder animals just cuz more than eating them. And then there's like a moment, Spear throughout the show has shown he has like a sort of he protects like weaker creatures, or at least ones he's not about to eat.
He's got the empathy for things he's not trying. Well, even things he is trying to eat, he shows like actual empathy for. When they kill the mammoth, he's very like kind of borderline spiritual in his respect for it.
And then we have a flashback where he's teaching his son to kill, and there's a similar moment where they are like, you kill him, but you also put your hand on him to say thank you or whatever. Well, he wants to help these fucking triceratops, I guess, who are just getting absolutely pasted by this night beast. But then Fang is like, nah, man, I've got instincts for this guy. No, sir. But yeah, fire good, and then they trap him, and it's really just kind of an extended action sequence. So there's not a lot to it, but it's a really good action sequence. And I think I was sort of like, if they had never revealed the creature at all, like maybe I would have been disappointed, but maybe I've been like, oh, interesting choice.
I feel like that might have been, I was just gonna say, might have been a bit of a more interesting narrative choice. But so like
I feel like they should have revealed almost like nothing or a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's cool about the creatures. He's kind of the opposite of Spear, as he's just killing because he's a wild animal. Not even because he's a wild animal, because he's like a broken mental creature just killing to kill. And that's not what Spear is. He's a killer who's just trying to get by, Just a simple man trying to make his way in the galaxy.
I find that relatable, but I also find broken mental creature to be a very relatable descriptor of me as well.
All right, we're at the last episode in our quick little tour. Oh my god, there's a human, a Homo sapien human running
Homo sapien.
So I love the moment of like Spear has to chase Tail literally or save his current girlfriend. He chooses correctly, but the second she's safe, he's running after girl number one. It's like, at least he's got his priorities straight.
He's trying to form a polycule over here.
Well, and that's the thing is,
and he understands that when you're forming a polycule, you have to maintain your relationship with your primary.
Well, I was going to say there's a lot of pro-polycule imagery in this episode. We do start with a jealous Dom girlfriend. But she's a Zodiac girl. She's praying to the moon and shit.
She was so hot until she started talking about astrology.
Can you draw your birth chart in the dirt?
Right. What's your rising? What are your big three?
And like any white boy, Spear does not know how to cook. She's here to save the day.
I love the introducing the Neanderthal to cooked meat.
She gets napped by some more of those fucking apes from that fucking ape episode, and we get the one line from Spear in the whole show that besides screams warrants having a voice actor. He says, Mira.
This episode kind of like blew my whole mind in terms of like how I was saying before, like the world building of it and trying to get a mental image of, okay, what is this world they live in? And now a Homo sapien shows up. Not only that, but she's speaking a known language.
Yeah.
She's rapping Arabic here, and she's got shackles on, which is way more advanced than we've seen Neanderthals or ape men using. And then there's boats.
Yeah, like boats and woven clothes, and she has knowledge of how to make bow and arrows. Like, that's straight up some civilization shit right there.
I wondered if
Genndy Tartakovski
had watched like Pixar's The Good Dinosaur and just went like, bullshit. No. No.
They know good dinosaurs.
No, this is all wrong.
This is the bad dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, this came out in 2019, so yeah, timeline works out, I think. Good Dinosaur is like 2016, 2017.
I feel like there's probably around a 0% chance that he isn't at least passingly familiar with Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. The classic Marvel characters were very much a cave boy and his magic dinosaur friend, and they adventure. Well, now I think they have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
I'm more familiar with that. But yeah, to Adult Swim, to
Genndy,
to HBO. I guess it's all Viacom.
I wanted to say like to 2D animators in general as well. Do more shit like this.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Like this man's has really set the bar so high for an entire generation. From he did Clone War, or he did Samurai Jack, then Clone Wars?
Yes. And before Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, like this dude's been drawing my whole animation viewing life, and I have not seen anything he's done that I didn't like, and he's growing up right alongside of me in his artistic styling, and I'm glad he was able to make something. I'm not a bloodhound. I don't need things to be gory as hell, but he could be true to clearly what he wanted to do, at least as far back as Samurai Jack.
Having it be like so visually stunning in that way. Like it's not just gore to make you go, ooh, blood. It's to make you go, oh.
It's gore in a very kind of Tarantino way, and it's not about the gore, it's how the gore is delivered.
It's what it adds to the scene. I really love this show as well, as you said at the top. And I have to say, like, when you originally described it to me, I was like, oh, okay, well, I really like
Genndy Tartakovski
work that I've seen previously. But you're like, oh, yeah, but you have to understand there's, like, no dialogue. It's mostly visual storytelling. You really have to watch it. And I'm like, I have to put my phone down to do this? Like, I don't know. Once it was on, like, I didn't want to get my phone out. My ADHD brain, like, settled the fuck down for this whole show.
Oh yeah, it stays pretty active, so you will not find your attention wandering too hard. And for everybody who skipped to the end of the episode to find out which is which, this week, I am Johnny Blaze!
And this week, I was Ben Hooper.
Boom, 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 boom,